Hey, Craig, let's get into some coffee talk.
Hey, I love it. I love doing some coffee talk.
Well, talk about what?
Dogs, daughters, whatever. It's coffee talk.
Coffee.
Hey, Craig, this year I got some crazy growth goals for my agency. And actually, I've been talking to a few other agents. They got some crazy growth goals. So can you tell me a little bit about what you're doing that's just crushing it in your agency right now?
Yeah, well, we're doing a lot of internet data leads through a company called EverQuote, and they're actually one of our sponsors.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, part of the Accelerated Growth Program, which includes having your own consultant that's going to go over your results, and it's positioned to make those leads cost less so that you have lower acquisition costs. It makes it totally doable.
Awesome. And so what has been your favorite parts about it so far?
I like the visibility into the results, and being able to compare what the numbers that they get on their side with the numbers that I get on my side, and seeing that they mesh up. So we know that the data is correct, and that we're actually in a cost per policy or cost per sale that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah,
Cool.
They make it real easy to track. And you know what? Guess what? They gave us a deal to offer to all of the insurance dudes and dudettes out there.
Oh, I got to know about this.
Yeah, all you need to do is go to go.everquote.com/insurance dudes. That's go.everquote.com/insurance dudes.
And they give all the insurance dudes out there a killer price on this. So I'm signing up.
Boom.
Oh, is it?
We're rolling.
We're rolling. I got my coffee. Oh, you forgot your coffee.
Oh, I didn't. Look at my coffee.
Oh, you got the insurance dude's mug.
Love
it.
You know how I got this insurance dude's mug, Jason?
How?
That was weird. Well, as an insurance dude's listener, what I did was come up with some great topics that the insurance dudes could talk about on the air.
Oh.
And when I did that, they sent me this insurance dude's mug. So actually, that's not any of it is true, because I am one of the insurance dudes. But this is what you can get. And since this is all audio, you're not seeing what I'm holding up, but I am holding up a fantastic insurance dude's mug. Why don't you describe it?
It says, "Dude, where's my coverage?" on one side, and it has two dudes and the logo on the front, which is hilarious.
My face is awfully fat in this picture.
Oh, well, you know what, Craig? We talked a lot today with people about motivation, and really what it comes down to is when it comes to our, whether it's staff or, when we're selling people, we need to we got to meet them where they're at, right? And not try to bring them into where we're at.
Yes, that's part of step 2, establish rapport.
Yes, and one thing really stood out to me today when we were talking about that.
What was that, Jason?
We cannot motivate our staff, or, well, we can motivate ourselves. I was going to say ourselves.
Wait, we can't motivate our staff?
No, we have to find out what motivates them.
Oh, do you have the bell? I would like you to ring it. Yeah, I mean, wow.
And what that brings me back to meeting everyone where they're at. You know what I mean? Like why are we trying to impose what motivates us onto other people? Like, we got to figure out where they're at, what motivates them, and then we have to adapt to that. Just like when you're talking to a new prospect or something that has it in their head that they want the cheapest coverage or whatever it may be, meet them where they're at. Yeah, man, we'll get you the cheapest coverage.
Yes, of course we have the cheapest coverage. Let's start talking.
Yeah.
You don't need to shift their focus right that second.
Never.
Yeah, meet them. Don't argue off the bat. What are you doing?
How could you shift a focus when somebody doesn't even want to talk to you?
You're not shifting anything.
You shifted nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, it is. It is interesting. You know, like before being an agency owner, I came from, well, and I was younger too, so it's even, more stubborn.
Well, a
But
lot younger.
yeah, I mean, that was when I was 14, and now look at it, I'm 21. Look at me. But but um, coming from Merrill Lynch, I think I'm allowed to say them. Um, I was making hundreds and hundreds of cold calls a day, right? So then I come here.
Are you
and
one
I,
of those people that say you made hundreds and hundreds, but in reality you made 29 calls a day, but you're telling?
how big was the fish? So we're making all these calls, right? Doing all these
Right.
sales, doing all these things, and then come own the business, the boss, and run it like Darth Vader, and tell everybody you've got to do it. This is how I did it when I was doing it, and thinking that that's the way that that's the way I did it, that's the way everyone else should do it. That talk about the opposite of meeting them where they are.
Yep.
And when you're dealing with my favorite generation of all time, the millennials, and I'm being serious because they're freaking awesome, right? They
are
grew
awesome.
up in a totally different world than us, especially me, where there were only horses. But when you're dealing with people that grew up, literally they came out of the womb and were handed an iPad, right?
Right.
They have
On
something
delivery.
on delivery. Here you go. Welcome to the world. Here's your iPad. Right. But they've been used to instant feedback since they were tiny, right? Instant feedback. And so some people will say, oh, they need a trophy or whatever. It's like, no, they just had instant feedback for everything they did. And
Right.
so you have to meet them there, right? Not just, hey, go out there, here's the phone book, go make 1 million calls. I mean, yeah, for us that worked because we didn't have instant feedback. It was go freaking ride your bike until you fell, and then you're going to figure out how that hurt or whatever. Right.
Right.
But these guys had a totally different world. Oh, what do you think about that? It's kind of philosophical.
I know, it's crazy. I just want to know how, if a baby grabs an iPad out of the womb, how they're actually going to be able to, like, they're so gooey. I think it'll just slip out.
Well, I say iPad, but I think it was likely like a iPhone Max, like the bigger iPhone. So to them, it looks like an iPad.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but that is a good point. I mean, we do need to empathize with that instant gratification. And that almost shows that maybe we're being slower. Maybe we're being lazier. Maybe we need to be faster with that.
Yeah. Well, last night I interviewed a guy and he's been after me. We did one of the hiring events. It's been crazy. I got sick last week. So I haven't been able to call everybody back and just get caught up. I'm just not getting caught up. And this guy's been after me. And I'm like, okay, well, it's an interviewee that is chasing me. That's good. Right. And I talked to him and he from his voice, he sounds like, about my age, late 80s. And I'm thinking, and so I start talking to him. He's from the car business. Right. And then what he starts talking about is, I describe the job. I describe how tough it is, all the stuff to try to kind of scare him away and attract him at the same time. And he says, look, it sounds like your business is a lot like the car business. I ran the internet marketing department for the dealership, or the internet leads department. So he goes, I would get 200 leads in a month. I would call all the leads. I'd have to call them all 10 times. And I knew that if I got 100, I'd get 25 appointments. If I got 25 appointments, 12 would show up. If I got 12 to show up, then 3 buy. Like, he just broke down the sales funnel and is okay and ready to do that hustle because he comes from a different generation where that's kind of like, he just figures out that's fine. He's ready to go with that. And I think that, over here you have a different generation that operates, they're going to be a little bit different on how they work with that. And it's not good one way or good the other way. It's just, how do you meet them where they are and then help them to get the results that they need to get to their goal?
Yep. I think that's it.
That's it. I just talked way too much. You got to say something.
No, that was great. I liked it. I mean, that's it. I mean, I think it's just kind of looking at it from a different angle and realizing that we can't motivate someone. Like, we have to help them be motivated. You know what I mean? Find those things. I mean, everybody's different. We're in a different day and age. Like money's not the only thing that motivates. You know what I mean? we haven't seen a world war in a while. Like we're not in.
Yeah. I mean, even for us, right? Like ultimately it's like, hey, let's make as much as possible, but is it just make as much as possible? Or like for me, it's can I work from the beach? Obviously I can with this thing, right? I'm holding up my iPhone. We should really get an affiliate link for iPhone. But working, you can work anywhere in the world. And that my goal now in being, the second half of life is to travel. I want to see things. And we're in what better period in history to be able to do that by doing what the guest that we just had on, Sean, Seth Preyas, right? He talked about setting up the processes so you don't have to be there, right? If you have the processes in place and you have the right motivation for everybody, then they're going to do the things that need to get done, and at the same time execute on the strategies that you've installed in your agency, and things are just going to happen. And all you have to do is be the conductor, right? You check in, make sure everything's going smoothly. Hey, do you guys have what you need? And then back out in the ocean.
And I mean, you and I both have talked about this. We like doing that. So it's like, but if it's set up in a way that there is a process, then you don't have to worry when you're gone. Like you can come and go, and then it's fun. It's fun because, you're there for fun. You're not there because you have to be, right. It's just a different mindset, I think. Yeah. When you come in it like that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's a good coffee talk. I mean, hey.
Jason, why don't you tell them how they can win a mug?
Well, you can go at the Insurance Dudes podcast group, join the group, and help us help you by giving us some great questions, some feedback, and we will adapt it to you. Basically this, we really want to take this to the next level by serving at a higher level. And it's very easy for these dudes to get lost in. I love background stories and all that stuff. So I get so lost in just talking to somebody about, where they've been and stuff. But like, what's some stuff that can really help us take our agencies to the next level?
Yeah. Everybody's got a little nugget that they've got over here. Bring it up. Let's talk about it.
Sometimes a lot of nuggets.
That's what they say. Let's let that. I think we dropped the nugget that.
Let's go.
Jason, I would be remiss if I didn't bring up one of our sponsors, EverQuote.
Oh, tell me a little bit about them.
Well, I've been using them for a couple months, and I'll tell you that the results are delightful. It's been now a couple months, and over time, my cost per sale has dropped every single week.
That is awesome. Tell me, so you're on a specific program with them?
Yeah, it's called the Accelerated Growth Program. And this bad boy gets you a better deal on those leads, so way less expensive. And you get a consultant that's going to actually go over your results to make sure you're tracking properly.
And so you've been doing that for the last couple of months and consulting with them?
Yeah. And I see everybody complain about leads and this and that. And it's like, look, if you don't have a process to track and measure your results, then I can totally get it. You don't even know what your results are, right?
And you asked them to give all the insurance dudes and dudettes out there a killer deal on this, and they came through, didn't they?
They came through, and I know you're going to take advantage of it, but if they go to go.everquote.com/insurance dudes, that's go.everquote.com/insurance dudes, then guess what?
What?
Deal City.
I'm there.
Do it.
Hey, you've got to check out the Insurance Dudes Inner Circle coming soon, where you get extended interviews as well as live coffee talks in our private Facebook group. Join the mailing list today at theinsurancedudespodcast.com. Hey, thanks for checking out the Insurance Dudes. Hey, please subscribe. We got some really great stuff coming out.